This takes the saying of wearing your heart on your sleeve to a whole nother level. Kiznaiver is a drama and psychological 12-episode anime with pieces of slice of life mixed in. Produced by Studio Trigger and written by the same person who wrote the script for Anohana, Okada Mari, Kiznaiver follows a group of unlikely acquaintances as they are kidnapped and are forced into a futuristic project designed towards accomplishing world peace by connecting their emotions. As an original anime that didn't have to follow any previous manga storylines, Kiznaiver aims to become something new and emotionally impactful. And with the writer of Anohana on board, how could you not be excited? Taking on a more character-driven approach as opposed to a story-driven one, the cast and their emotions are the main focus of this show, as it places them in a multitude of external and internal situations that they have to overcome as a group because it ultimately affects all of them. The premise of the show is to ultimately have the audience connect with them along the journey to have empathy, as if you too are a part of the system.
みんな誰かの特別になりたいと願っています。それがプラスの感情だとしてもマイナスの感情だとしても。
And while this journey of friendship and bonds may not be all that complex, meet some people, make some friends, it does prove how the process of that seemingly easy thing to accomplish can be. I mean, I know that when someone tells me to just make friends, it's not that simple. The anime starts off rather vaguely as we are shown what is later revealed to be the childhood memories of our main protagonist, Agata Katsuhira, who has become devoid of many emotions to the point where he no longer feels any pain. He's practically a robot who doesn't seem to care about, well, anything that happens to him. This causes his childhood friend and classmate Takashiro Chidori to voice her worries for his well-being as we follow them into their last day of school. This is where we see the rest of the characters who will ultimately be abducted. And the colorful cast of characters that we do see who are selected for this project of creating bonds all belong to their own clique, so to speak, specifically selected by the Kiznaiver project to prove that different people can in fact become friends. While at first glance they may be easy to stereotype, much like high school, heck, the anime even points this out early on that they can fit into different boxes. They do, however, have layers to them that deviate them from their stereotypes more and more as the show progresses. Chidori, dubbed as Goody Two-Shoes by the project, who at first is a very girl-next-door type, evolves into one of the most proactive characters in the group, as she is constantly trying to sort out her emotions, revealing her envious side. Nico Niyama, the eccentric head case, comes off as childish and aloof, but is surprisingly perceptive of others' feelings and the most selfless, always thinking about others before herself. Honoka Maki, the high and mighty, who seemingly has the worst personality, coming off very prideful, is the most self-critical of herself, specifically her past, and knows that it's a flaw of hers. Suguhito Yuta, the cunning normal, is the typical ladies' man of the group who is very concerned about his looks. However, he is shown to be quite loyal and trusting as he proves to be genuinely concerned for Maki. Hajime Tenga is the muscle-head thug school delinquent who's quick to anger. However, he is the most protective and is seen time and time again trying to protect others' feelings. Yoshiharu Hisomu is the immoral one in the group, and while not much is known about him, he is the one out of the group who frequently tells them the blunt truth even if it may hurt their feelings. Then we have the imbecile Katsuhira Agata, whose indifference to everything makes him the most level-headed in this crazy bunch. And the more time I spent with these characters as they were trying to figure each other out, subconsciously deciding if they could in fact get along, the more invested I became in their happiness, rooting for them as they went through the varying emotions that come with new friendships, especially in a group as diverse as this one. And that is what makes this anime something different. It takes a good long look and really focuses on the different interactions between them. With a group like this, there's going to be envy, jealousy, feelings will definitely be hurt, but there's also moments where they laugh, grow, and help each other. Everything that can make and break relationships. It's a complex process when you think about it, especially when this show brings you along to witness the intricacies of creating real bonds. The way each character's personality intertwines with each other is what I found myself latching onto, and before I knew it, I wanted all of them to not only be happy, but to stay friends. Which I believe was the goal of this anime, for the viewer to develop enough empathy that after witnessing true friends spend time together, to hope that they stay together. There were definitely points in this anime where I began to feel sad, worried, or happy when one of them were. Like, do I have the Kiznaiver system on me too? Anyways, they all mature emotionally and mentally by realizing new things about themselves and realizing that their differences shouldn't force them apart but bind them together. Apart from the Kiznaiver system, it explores what sucks about emotions, but also why they're so important to have, lest you end up like Katsuhira, which is what I believe was the purpose of his character, who does in fact develop his own personality towards the end. I then began to think how fun this would be to do with friends. Not the Kiznaiver system, but the stuff that they did with each other, as they were trying to figure out how they would spend time with each other, and how much things would suck if specific things that happened to them were to happen to my group of friends, because their internal struggles were all believable. Ever had an unrequited crush? Ever had someone you know struggling because of their past? Ever felt betrayed? These things are all covered here, and when there's sufficient drama, it is really well done. The subtle faces, music, etc. And while I did start to invest in these characters, I did notice a few things about the anime that may push others from enjoying it. When dealing with something as internal as emotions, it really would have helped if we could have received more internal dialogue early on. Emotions and thoughts go hand in hand, so when the show indicates that someone is hurting, it would have been nice to see more of that from the person in question rather than from an outsider's point of view. We hardly get to see what Yuta, Hisamu, and Tenga are truly thinking until later on in the show. When an anime as heavily dependent on its characters as this one, wanting to understand them as soon as possible is a must. There was also a significant part of the anime that Maki took. While I was already interested in learning about Maki early on, those who might not be interested in her will find this as a huge waste of screen time. Although it does make sense why we learn some about her and not about everyone, because in real life you don't learn the entire backstory of someone that you just met early on. Maybe you know a little bit about someone, which is why they might have taken that part and put it onto Maki. It just would have helped if we got a few more tidbits about the rest.
And so, with all that said, I have decided to give Kiznaiver a gold, and that's probably because I really loved all the raw emotion and the whole friendship thing I could really connect with, and I am very happy with how they wrapped everything up at the end. I just felt like Kiznaiver would have really benefited from more episodes because I really wanted to see more of the characters. And so, if you like Kiznaiver as well, and you think that it also deserves a gold, let me know down below. What did you like about it? If you didn't watch it, will you watch it? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys with another anime review soon.